My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Slay the Spire. It's time to go in with the Ironclad. Let's go. There's been a recent update to the game, but I believe it was just pushing all of the things that were in the beta branch that we were already playing to the main. So I don't think anything's different. Alright, out of these I'm going to take the random common relic. I'm sad about it. I did that wrong. That's not good. That's bad. It's not good. Damn. Prayer wheel. Non-boss chests now contain cards. Fine, I guess? Like, it's 2 extra opportunities, maximum, usually only 1, to gain a card on a floor. So if I block, I'm going to take 5 damage, but if I kill the backline, I'm also going to take only 5 damage. It had 17 health, considering the armor it was going to get when it rolled up. So I knew I had the kill with the bash. This is easy. Defend again because my strike isn't getting through. Didn't even need to defend, but whatever. There's a bunch of common relics that would just completely tailor my run. Like, I don't know, the Vajra, for example. Vajra is a common relic and is +1 strength. And then from then on, I'm going to go, oh shit, maybe I go for a strength build. I'm going to get a pommel strike. I haven't used a pommel strike in a very long time. Okay, transform a card. I'm gonna transform Bash. Yeah. It's really expensive right now and I don't want it. Juggernaut. Alright, well, I should have gone with Shrug It Off as my previous card, having known now what if I'd known then what I know now. There we go. All of these are amazing! Actually, Metallicize is ridiculous with... Okay. I now know what our build is. It's Juggernaut, Metallicize, Orichalcum, Plated Armor, these kinds of things. It's a power-based build, but it's also about armor gain, but the armor gain triggers at the end of the turn rather than in the middle. Okay. So 1 pommel strike, 1 defend, 1 strike. Beautiful. Guess we're going for a Juggernaut build. I don't know how I feel about that, to be entirely honest with you. I will make sure every single time here that I'm fully defended, because fully defending myself is actually dealing a reasonable amount of damage regardless. Like, 2 defenses is equal to a strike right now. But on top of that, I took the option that, from picking up the Golden Idol, I took the option that resulted in me taking some damage instead of losing maximum HP, so I want to try and heal that up. I would take Sentinel, but I don't have any way to exhaust it yet. And without a way to exhaust it, it's just a bad card. So I'm going to take a Warcry. I will use the Strength Potion here, because this is not going to be a fun fight. And I will go all offensive. Yeah. Especially seeing as I picked up a... Like, I could have used a block there and I would protect myself against all incoming damage this turn. But I think doing more damage, since I do 2 more damage than I do any block, or 3 more damage rather than I do any block, is going to be more important. Okay. Now that backliner I can kill with a single strike, but I did need to set up the Juggernaut. Because especially as I start getting through these, I will actually start defending occasionally. Beautiful. So 22, that's 3 lots of an 8 damage strike. That'll do. Or I would have to hit you twice with defensive. Okay, we'll see what we draw first. Defend, hit. Damn. If I hit here, there's a 50-50 that this sentry dies before I actually take any damage next turn. Damn it. Okay, that was only a 25% chance that the one in the front took both of those triggers of... of Juggernaut. Unfortunate that it worked out that way. Please hit the one in the... God damn it! What are you doing, game? None of them are going to hit the target that I want them to. Alright, well, there we go. Done. Reasonable amount of HP left after that. Wow, play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 4 block. That actually has a place in this build. Alright, I'm going to take Fiendfire, but it's only ever going to be really used as a finisher. It will, however, be my first upgrade. So we can hug this and cut it. No. Yeah, this is still the best path. Large hole in the center of the room, sure. Peace Pipe, excellent. Now it's about resting as many times as I possibly can. Since I'm resting to remove cards from my deck, I'm never going to be upgrading Searing Blows, so Searing Blow is not what I take here. I can see a situation where Cleave is a good pick. So I need some AoE in this deck, and I don't have any. I've just got to make sure that I've got both of my powers up before I trigger the Juggernaut here. Hopefully I get this following turn. Juggernaut, there we go. And now I want to draw damage. Ooh! Get me Fiendfire in the same hand as Doubt. I will be so pleased. I will burn all of that. Yeah! Yeah. I'm going to open with a Fiendfire that burns most of this. I could also Warcry first, because Warcry is going to... No, because one of them goes back on top. No, it's Fiendfire. Beautiful! That's a really good opener. Just thinned my deck down significantly there. I could easily triple defend here. Yeah. Completely defend myself against all incoming damage and still deal 2 strikes worth of damage to the opponent. Don't mind if I do. I think in this position, it's actually right to go for the majority defense. All right, we've got 4 in the next hand. I've got a strike and a pommel strike. Beautiful, because I don't want to defend this turn. All right, and the triple strike happens to get me armor that then deals damage. There's something here. Extra energy would be really good for this build. We lost barely any HP in that fight. Gremlin Horn is really good. Oh, don't really have place for any of those in this deck, though. Oh, God. So this will deal 4... Here's the thing. I think this fight is short enough that I do that, then I Fiendfire the back line. This burns... No, it's not going to kill him. No. It's 10 for each discarded card. I thought I was going to be able to do that in that order. Damn it. All right. Well, exhaust against you. And draw another card and I get to play that. I was doing that because I knew the Gremlin Horn was going to draw me another card afterwards. And I was like, okay, I'll just draw something and play that, I guess. This will be fine. Next hand of 5 should have a Pommel Strike in it. That was going to be lethal. We do need to upgrade Pommel Strike pretty soon, because having Pommel Strike in a hand alongside the Fiendfire and then playing Pommel Strike first is going to be a pretty common build. Pretty common play here. True Grit. Burn more cards out of my deck. I mean, the problem with that is I'm already burning a lot of cards out of my deck with Fiendfire. I'm going to end up with nothing in my deck. I think I'm going to take Flame Barrier here. And now remove a card, because that's always going to be what we do. Question mark first. Sure, gain some gold. I mean, we're going to have a hell of a lot of gold by the time we get to the next floor. We could affect some serious change. Goodbye. I threw that potion because there was no way I was getting out of that without taking like 10 damage, and I wasn't particularly interested in doing that. I'm going to take another Warcry. I need to upgrade both of these Warcries pretty soon as well. Get this deck running a lot smoother. I didn't want to take any strikes out of my deck just in case I went for a perfected strike build, but... Full stop. Did you think there was a continuation there? Really? I can't use Pommel Strike now because if I draw one of... No, I would have drawn a card that I just put back on top of my deck. Okay, you should have used Pommel Strike. I was just looking for my powers. When those cost 0, this is going to be obviously a much more successful build. There's my powers. Guess I'm just accepting 32 damage here. Yikes. It's not a great opener. I don't want to lose Flame Barrier, so I'm not playing Fiendfire this turn. Unfortunately, that means I'm going to get debuffed. Vent, Steam, and I'm weakened and vulnerable. Yikes. Yeah, that's the least that I can put you over, so we'll do that. One turn of weakened and vulnerable has had no effect, basically. This turn, as long as I can protect myself against 12, we're fine. And I totally can. Well, 13. I was thinking of the block potion and using it so that I would protect myself with that 12. Alright, Flame Barrier and then Defend. Protected against all incoming damage, as well as dealing 8 back. Very nice. This would also be a really good hand to have Defend. I mean, I could Fiend's Fire to just blow up this hand. But then I have so few defenses left in my deck. But one of them is Flame Barrier, and the other one's Defend. Alright. Alright, I'm trusting that I'm gonna have Flame Barrier basically every other hand right now. There's the Flame Barrier. Didn't realize that I wouldn't be able to play it, actually. Should have thought of that. Yikes, gonna take 4 damage here that I didn't want to. Give me Flame Barrier. Yeah. Taking 1 damage here as well. Yeah, burning all of the defenses from my deck was probably an extremely stupid idea. This is going to be a good one, though. Completely defended, and I'm dealing 20 back. That worked out well. Hey! Actually managed to make him transform. Beautiful. We might get through this. We shouldn't, but we might actually do. I'm really glad that my next hand is now guaranteed to have Flame Barrier in it. Hopefully Flame Barrier and a Defend. Rough. Take 1 damage. Alright. Nope, that's no Flame Barrier. I can Pommel Strike, though. Oh, that's lethal. Hell yeah! Alright, it worked out. It worked out. It was dumb and stupid and bad, but it worked out. I'm going to take another Juggernaut. Fuck it. Let's go. I think I'm obliged to take Black Blood. I can easily get those. You know what? I'm going to easily take those out of my deck. Darkstone Periapt. That's not triggered, unfortunately, because of the wrong order. So people have wanted me... I've been asked this a couple of times, and I'm sorry I haven't responded to this much earlier. I've been recording a large backlog because I'm going on a trip away. But people have been asking comments, hey, could you actually run over the relics? Because you just pick them up and then never talked about them again. Usually if I never talk about them again, it's because they have no effect on my run. So Strawberry is an example of this. Raise your max HP by 7. It's really lackluster. It's kind of just there as a filler relic, right? All of the relics can't be knockout all-stars. Otherwise, you end up in a position where you can't give relics out commonly. So Strawberry is raise max HP by 7. Darkstone Periapt is whenever you obtain a curse, increase your max HP by 6. That would be pretty good if I got it before I got those 3 curses. Because then it would have been, 18 HP. It would have been much better than Strawberry. Any of the other ones I haven't explained? Gremlin Horn, whenever an enemy dies, gain an energy and draw a card. And 25% extra gold from Golden Idol. I think I've explained all the rest of them. Every 3 turns, gain an energy. Happy Flower's pretty good. Okay. So I want to hit as many campfires as possible. Okay, every path has the same amount of campfires. Beautiful. Is that strictly true? It is, except for the hard left. Okay. So here I get a boss, a campfire. Oh, ooh, that's a good line. Let's go here. Okay. Pommel Strike. Leave and Strike. It's completely fine. Normality is probably going to be the first thing I burn out of my deck, but it won't actually hinder me as much as it usually does. Or rather, as much as it has been hindering me recently. Because the reason it's been hindering me so much recently is because I've often had more than 3 energy to spend every single turn as a result of replacing my opening trinket. Here, that's not the case. I could have done 50 damage there, but wouldn't have been enough. Oh! Give me Fiend's Fire. Oh. Regret should probably go out of this hand. And Strike. A lot of damage to take here right now. Yikes. Thank you, Fiend's Fire. Okay. Huh. Can't take any of those. Disarm is okay, but really don't need it clogging up my deck. Paper Frog is pretty good. Enemies with vulnerability take 75% more damage rather than 50. Remove a card from my deck. I will always take that as an opportunity. You know what? It's probably Pain, then Regret, then the normalities. Let's draw the card first. But yeah, I'm always playing Juggernaut here. And looks like I'm always going to be using the defense as well. I really need some power-centric synergies. Ooh. I don't think I can play that Warcry. Sorry, that Warcry, that Juggernaut yet. Yeah, I'm taking a bunch of damage here. I need the ability to play all of these powers without taking 50 or 60 damage before I actually get them down. Okay, I can Fiend's Fire you. It will kill you, and then I'll get a new card. As well as another piece of energy. Sure. Then I can throw this. Had to expend a potion, but I managed to kill all of them, so they haven't gotten away with my money. My hard-earned. Evolve is interesting. It would give me a lot of card draw in this. It would make Fiend's Fire much more powerful. Actually. As soon as I realized that it would make Fiend's Fire much more powerful, I had to. Alright, well, Juggernaut first. No, it should have always been Pommel Strike first. Didn't make a difference, but it should have been. Yeah, being frail in this fight really sucks. Would be extremely nice to actually have a reasonable amount of defense video game. Outside of Flame Barrier, I just don't. Speaking of. Oh, wait, and even with Flame Barrier against this enemy because of the frailty, I don't. Alright, give me the Fiend's Fire so I can just finish off this fight. That's not it. Oh, thank you for drawing it back. I was worried that I wouldn't have it. Alright. We might actually have to rest at a camp, which is going to be the most tragic thing of all time, because we've got a peace pipe. Oh yeah, no, I'm debuffed again. That's no good. Nothing else I can really do, though. Good kill. I'm going to take armaments. I'm going to upgrade armaments as well. I'm going to use it as the way that I actually get upgraded cards in my deck. I'm probably dead this fight, to be fair. I can't actually out-defend the damage that's being dealt by the enemies. This is going to be the shortest episode I've recorded in a very long period of time. Extremely sad. Like, I want to put down the Juggernaut, but if I don't do these three, I'm dead. I'd love to cleave as well, but... Hey, I'd also like to not die. If I don't get, like, all defenses in my next hand as well, I'm, again, dunked on. We did it! Yikes. Extremely yikes. Alright, fine. Fine. I'll start again. Making it difficult to record a backlog that every single time I record an episode, it has to be like an hour and a half long. Random common or random rare card. Build my build around it. Let's do that. Double tap. Okay. Double tap is a really easy card to build your build around. Okay, 3 rests, a shop, or... Hang on. 2 rests, 3 question marks, and a boss versus 4 question marks, a rest. Obviously the one with the boss. Now I just need to pick up a high impact card. I should defend. I hate that. Really wish I had some extra energy. Oh, I forgot. I forgot how much easier having extra energy makes your life. Obviously, healing 6 at the end of every fight is also pretty good. Thank you for actually giving me enough to kill. I was terrified there for a second. None of those are high impact. I need a high impact attack, and it has to be 2 or less energy. Rampage is obviously the front runner, and pretty much always will be. But we'll see. There could be other things suggested that I might agree to. Maybe Perfected Strike? I don't know, it's early enough that I could curve onto that. I go with the double defense there rather than attacking more because I'm weakened this turn, so my defense is actually more effective than my attack. Double tap the bash kills, right? 8, yeah, kills. Exactly. Bloodletting, sure. Now I'll take something that's not 3 energy. Sorry, not 3 energy, not 2 energy. Sure. Double tapping a bash against the target that's doing nothing that turn is perfect, because now I've got the vulnerability up for basically the rest of the fight. Sure, I'm healing 6 at the end of this fight, so I'm completely okay with taking 1 damage here, because now I will heal back to full at the end. Alright, only fitting that I end it with a bash when I started it with 2. Shockwave's a good card. I really need an attack card game. The whole point of this strategy has been to get game. I'm going to take a ridiculous amount of damage here if I don't do that, by the way, so... This fight is basically here to say, hey, get AoE, you goddamn moron. Fine. I'll take Headbutt because double tap Headbutt is a good play for putting a bunch of stuff back on top of your deck, but it's not that good. Like, it's really good when you have things to put back on top of your deck. If you don't, then you just put the Headbutt back on top of your deck. Well done. What have you really accomplished? Oh shit, I forgot that was a skill and it was going to trigger them. Damn. That was a bad idea. Okay, next one's only 9. So I'm fine. That poison potion really came in clutch. Omamori, sure. Fiendfire. See, the problem with double tapping a Fiendfire is the first burns your entire hand, and then the second burns nothing, so it does 0 damage. Like, I could take Heavy Blade, but I have no strength, so it does nothing. Oh my god. See, those are things that you don't take up before you have the build for them. And then they get offered to me before I have the build for them. Real sad. Give me double tap, bash. Nope. Double tap headbutt's okay. 13, 13, 26. Yeah, I'll probably just have to defend after that. Alright, let's put double tap back on top of my deck, and then let's put that headbutt back on top of my deck. See, that's the double tap headbutt. Yeah, the 9 is... Hang on, 9... Right? I just need to get you below 35. So 9 less than... Yeah, no, we're fine. We'll split you. Well, get you to 35, rather. Alright. Double tap another headbutt. Put double tap back on top of my deck. Put headbutt back on top of my deck. If I can upgrade both of those, I can get this to be way more effective. I'm going to throw this in order to prevent the incoming damage. Prevent 7 this turn, and then who knows how much it's going to prevent over the course of this fight. Alright, I'll probably draw enough attacks next turn to kill, so I don't really need to worry. 3 will do it. Spoke too soon. There's another wound, but 2... No, 1 will do it right now. Beautiful. Weakness had worn off. Alright. Clash? Because I'm not going to have curses in my deck for a while because of Omamori. Sure. Do I want to rest or do I want a boss? I'm going to go for the boss. Because I really need some relics to guide this run, and I have nothing of worth so far. Alright, I'm going to put the bloodletting back on top of my deck, because I know that I have expensive things coming up. Shockwave and Bash, most notably. There's Shockwave. Drop a defend. A Bloodlet for a hit, because I don't want to be outpaced here. I haven't got a ridiculous amount of money. I haven't even got the Golden Idol. I haven't got really much. Double tap the Clash. Alright. Got to take that weakness out of my deck. Out of my deck, out of my discard. Armaments? Is this an armaments build? Like, Metallicize is always kind of good, but is this an armaments build? It could be an HP loss build. Use Combust as my AoE. I've also got Bloodletting in there already as some HP loss. Sure. Blood Vial gives me back some more HP, makes the HP loss build a little more viable. Yeah, I really want to get Combust up before I break you, but I might not. Never mind. Okay, this is actually where I'm going to break you. I'm also going to use my strength to do that. And then my next hand is going to be mainly defenses. So if my next hand is 5 cards and it's not 4 defenses plus clash, I'll just play all of the defenses, then clash. So I'm going to headbutt to put the clash back on top of my deck. That's also important to do right now because my enemy is still vulnerable. So clash, obviously, since you do 50% more damage, I drew all of the defenses. That is the only thing that was not okay. The 4 cards could not be all of the defenses. Because now I can't play all of the defenses and then clash. That sucks. What's that? A 1 in 6 times 1 in 5 chance for that to have occurred like that? Cool, dude. Bloodlet, so we can headbutt. Bloodlet back on top of my deck. Drop a big old block there. We would definitely have lethal this turn if it wasn't for how that just went down. It may only make 1 HP worth of difference, though. Yeah, it looks like it only will. Because it only would have saved me the turn where my opponent's Siphon Sold. Bottle Tornado. Upon pickup, choose a power card. At the start of each combat, that power card will be in your hand. I don't really want that, but sure. Far breathing, sure. Now my powers deal my AoE damage, but... Shrug? Like, this build still doesn't really do anything. Ornamental Fan, play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 4 block. And then the idea of this build becomes play a bunch of attacks in a single turn, use that to defend yourself. Like Clash, I'll have fewer defenses in my deck, but I'll play a bunch of Clashes. Thank you for not upgrading any of the cards that I picked up. Just the ones that were basic in my deck. Should have done that in the opposite order. I didn't actually want to put that defense back on top of my deck. Should have been more mindful of that. Yeah, this build is going pretty much the same direction as the last one. Nowhere fast. If I take Rupture and Offering, then suddenly I have like a little bit of a build going on. Still not that much though. Ah, damn it. I should have done the strike on the back line because I forgot about the AoE damage that I was going to be doing at the end and the start of this turn. Which makes it much easier to allocate my damage correctly. Sure, not a headbutt. Oh, yikes. Alright, let's Smith. We'll upgrade the double tap. We also need to upgrade Bloodletting really soon. We could lose this fight. it's not unimaginable that we end up losing this fight right here. Strike and headbutt to put that back on. Yeah, because I need the damage. So we're going to have one fewer cards each turn. The next 2 turns. Which is going to be no fun. It's going to make it real difficult to get my opponent below 70 here. I could actually just get hit by this Slime Crush. Combust is at the end of my turn. I played 3 attacks this turn. So 3 plus Combust, I'm actually going to get there. By exactly 1. Part of me was actually hoping that it would kill me. Alright, let's put that double tap back on top. Let's put Bloodletting back on top now. Drop a defense. Because I happen to know that I've got an expensive hand coming up. So I have to play Shockwave if I want to play my anything else. Then double tap. Then use my Bloodletting. Didn't need to use Bloodletting, actually. Not even slightly. No, I did. Because I can't use Bash. Clash, rather. I couldn't have used Clash because Bloodletting's a skill. Alright, that makes more sense then. I'm dead. In 2 turns. If I don't get the kill. Yep, I can't play Clash here, so... That's going to make getting the kill very difficult. Alright, you're going to split into 2. But the thing is, if I end this turn, I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead. It doesn't matter, because Combust will kill me. You know what? I'm more than fine with that. That went about as far as it deserved to go. That run had no direction whatsoever. It tried to. I picked up a random rat card and I was like, cool, I'll direct my deck around making this double tap work. And then, like, a side headbutt, I didn't really get anything that works with a double tap. I could have just decided to pick up value cards the entire time, but then my deck wouldn't have really done anything late game. This is actually something I was talking to someone about earlier. There was a comment that was talking about, how do you decide when you pick up a card for value, you know, a card that doesn't fit your build? How do you decide when you freely deck build or when you stick rigidly to the build, the kind of like structure of the idea that you've set up? And it's difficult. It depends on the point in the game. It depends on the difficulty of the bosses that you're facing. It depends on the strategy that you're going for. But in general, and as I said before, I can only talk in generalities. I can only talk for my playstyle. I can only talk for these kinds of things. So this isn't a laying down of the strategic lore. This is more just how I approach this. In general, in the early game, you succeed by picking up value cards or by starting to get the engine that you're working with active, the engine of your build. If you pick up value cards, they dilute your deck. So your strikes and your defends, you get less often, and you get these powerful cards that you picked up. Consider, you know, like Headbutt. Headbutt's 9 damage, Strike is 6. So you've got a better version of that because it's 1 energy. And it's also got an upside. Put something back on top of your deck. So you dilute the lack of power of your basic cards at the start. But the thing is, as you get into the late game, an engine won't run efficiently when it's filled with all of these cards that don't work towards it. And you're not really going to have enough of an opportunity to remove enough cards from your deck to make up for the value pickups that you make early. So I will occasionally pick up a value card, but very, very often I'll just look at a set of 3 cards and go, nope, none of these are good. A lot of the time, Clothesline is on that list, right? Clothesline seems like a reasonable card. It's just like a better Bash. basically. I mean, it applies weaken rather than vulnerability, but it's harder to get weaken in an Ironclad's deck, so maybe it's a better bash. But I also very rarely take it, because I know in the late game, it's going to be something that wears me down. So in the early game, it makes it easier, but it makes your late game harder, and I'm trying to prepare for the late game. So a lot of the time, I'm going to die on the final floor, or halfway through the second floor. That actually makes sense. But if the game were longer, I would probably die on the second floor or the fifth floor, right? It would still be that same kind of distribution, because either the engine worked and it got to a certain point and then failed, or I couldn't build the engine in time. So it's about taking the value adds when they allow you to live long enough to build your engine, but not overloading yourself with them. For the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. That has been the Ironclad. You have been Jonathan Daniel. And hopefully we'll see you next time, Jonathan Daniel.